So we were speaking yesterday about we have to remember they're all one, and we have to do after Echamocha, and to remember that we are souls and not just bodies. The Torah commands us, do not hate your brother, but you're in your heart. What about this? Is the Torah says there is a mitzvah to hate some people. The sages teach the Masechet Pesachim. You see a person do a sin, it's a mitzvah to hate him. And you should also inform his rabbi, so he can show him contempt as well. So you should rebuke him. So you have to realize that the Torah at the same time commands us, Torah says, surely you shall rebuke your fellow, and you'll not bear a sin because of him. What does that mean? Some say that means if you don't rebuke him, you get the same averah as he does. You will not bear a sin because of him. Rebuke him so you don't get a sin. Some want to learn, even when you rebuke, the Midrash says, even when you rebuke, you have to rebuke gently. Don't do a sin while you're rebuking him to put him down, embarrass him, and make him go off. You gotta encourage, inspire him, tell him, listen, you're my brother. I want to tell you, if someone saw me doing that, I would want someone to say something. Don't do these kind of things. You're hurting yourself. It's not for your benefit. I care about you, right? The Sefer Haridim says, if you see a person do a sin, and you rebuke him respectfully, but he doesn't stop, then it's a mitzvah to show him contempt. So first you have to try to rebuke, and only then, if you try to rebuke and he doesn't listen, so then you can start showing him contempt, like anger and like disgust and showing him you're upset with what he did, right? So it's only a requirement when you first rebuke him and he doesn't listen. Now the Torah says, what is amitecha? Amitecha means your friend. A guy who acts like this, doing sins, is he your friend? He's not supposed to be your friend. He's not acting like amitecha, right? But let's say the Gemara says, if he doesn't listen to you, he's not your friend. He doesn't listen to you. Is there a mitzvah to rebuke? There's no mitzvah to rebuke when he doesn't listen to you, right? Like when he he's not going to listen to you, he's going to tell you, oh, take a hike. Leave me alone. What do you want? You're my mashgiach. What do you have to tell me what to do? So over there's no mitzvah to rebuke him. So the Tanya says, comes out, the mitzvah to show somebody you're upset with him when he does a sin applies when the sinner is a Torah observant Jew. You rebuked him respectfully. And number 3, he doesn't listen to you. So comes out the mitzvah that the Gemara says to hate somebody who does a sin is a very, very limited situation. A very, very unique case. Because the Talmud's rule only applies to your associate, a person who fulfills the mitzvot. It's talking about a person who's usually religious and he doesn't sin but he doesn't stop. Therefore, almost nowhere is there an exception of after Echamocha. Almost everywhere after Echamocha applies. In a very small case, very few cases, it's a mitzvah to show contempt to someone who, or disgust to someone who's doing a sin. And a lot of times we have a Yetzirah that we look at Baalei Teshuvah, and we look at people who are not religious like they're low class, like they're second class citizens, like they're nobodies, right? And the Torah says you're not allowed to hate him. He's a Jew. You have to love him. You have to makar of him. Okay, if you had experience with him and he didn't listen to you and you tried, that's different. But just because you see a guy in the street and not religious, oh, this guy's a loser. No, you have to know that. But a person who's not your associate, he lacks knowledge. He's not close to you. He's probably not going to listen to you when you talk to him. In such a situation, the Torah, the Hillel the elder says, you have to love peace, chase peace, love all creatures, and bring them close to Torah. How many times I heard not religious people say, all these religious people, they're disgusting. I don't feel close to them. They're not my brothers. They look at me like this. They always like this, tell me that, complain, blah, blah. I don't want to be close to such people. No derech eretz, they say. So a person has to know that unless you had an experience with somebody, you have to be loving to everybody. You have to be loving the creatures and bring them closer to Torah. Opposite, give positive experience. Every time a religious person deals with a non-religious person, you have a mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem. Kiddush Hashem, Chilul Hashem can happen to Jews also. You get turned off by one bad experience with a religious guy. All his life he remembers, religious people, taki, they're like this. And if you had a positive experience, so he'll remember religious people for good. So therefore he says, those, even those who are distant from Hashem's Torah, that's why the Gemara refers to them, as the Mishnah says, briod, they're just creatures, they're like creatures, they're like animals doing whatever they want, they don't do the Torah. You have to bring them close with thick cords of love. Not throwing rocks at them. You know who you throw rocks at? You throw rocks at your friend, who you know he's going to listen to these rocks. You don't throw rocks at a guy who you don't know, and he's the first time talking to you, and he's going to say, I hate religious people. You don't throw rocks at them. You have to give thick cords of love. Even with the love, maybe, then you'll be able to bring them close to Hashem. So you have to realize that loving your fellow is a very big mitzvah, and it's hard to do. And a lot of times we try to be good to others, and they're bad to us back, and we still have to follow after Kamocha. Even when you have a mitzvah to hate him, it doesn't mean you hate him. The Gemara says you hate his deeds. You have to show disgust for his deeds. As there's a saying, don't hate the player, hate the game. Right? Hate the behavior. Don't hate the person. The person you wish him. Hashem does not want the destruction of the Rashaim. He wants them to do teshuvah. So too, you should wish that he should do teshuvah and not that he should die. Okay, so we'll stop over here. Baruch Amen.